Yeah, what's up with y'all? Welcome back to Run 8 Trade Simulator. Doing something a little different this time. We're off with I knew a train was coming. So anyways, like I was saying, we doing something different. We're gonna be offline. I'm gonna do like a little local. So we got some cars we gotta go pick up. I wouldn't say, yeah, it's quite a few. It's quite a few cars we gotta go pick up. We gonna use these two Jeeps and this SD70 Ace. I did throw out some AI traffic out there, just like the one that just passed by now, that Amtrak. Just to make it a little more, I guess, non-boring. I didn't want to do nothing online because I didn't know how long I would be on here, so just show y'all how a local job operates and whatnot. And like I said, since I'm offline, I can play around with whatever I want, however I want to, and ain't gotta worry about putting things back to where it needs to be, because this is my own little setup that I made up, and it took me hours to make up too. Not even gonna cap, it took me forever. But yeah, this is what we got. So I'm gonna play conductor and engineer on both sides. So I'm gonna do both. We're gonna start up our engines. Switches, if it'll let me throw the goddamn switch. Thank you. God damn. Alright, so we're lined out. Let's go double check. I double checked it. I don't think we have any trains coming at us right now. Up there. siding. We're gonna eventually be on main one. Say this is. Let's see if I was right. Yep. Something that I do in real life. This job will either be an extra job or this will be a regular local job here. I did not mean to do that. So basically, a local job is you're basically around in your hometown area, your home terminal. You might go a little bit out the ways on the outskirts or a little bit farther out of the city. Depends on where your industries is, where you gotta go and spot and pull or whatever you gotta do. But for the most part, at the end of the day, you'll go home. Unlike a road job, most of the time you'll be stuck in a hotel. You'll have to stay in another city away from your home terminal. And local jobs, as a conductor, you're on the ground. You're on the ground a lot. crossing. It has a map function. I am going to simulate it too because we're offline and we're light power. So these gates go down literally when you're on top of the damn crossing. It's kind of like an island circuit crossing. See, now they're starting. These are telling you, these switches don't want to switch. These switches don't want to switch. These switches don't want to throw today. Not liking it. You gotta love OBS. Are you gonna throw or what? Thank you. Alright, so the reverse crossovers are line reverse, and then we need this switch to be thrown too. Alright, it's a lot of switches we gotta get here, and we need this one to go get those BN grain cars, so we're all lined up. Actually, we're gonna fly because that's taking too long. Everything back up normal for right now, so there's no mixed confusions about anything. So we'll hop on here, and as a conductor, we'll this is called riding the shelf. So we're on here, and we'll basically we're telling our engineer that we're on a ride, and we'll give him a countdown to how much you got to this crossing here. Let them know the gates are down, activated, lights are flashing, traffic stop, keep it coming. Just to ensure him that everything's going back here. So the lights are going, gates are going down, traffic stopping, so we're good. So we give our engineer some more car counts, and tell him he's still good for Okay, that's good. That's good. Here. That's what you'll have to do in real life too. Walk all the way the hill back here and close this angle cock, which as you can see is open. And then so that way we could throw some air. 20 because per G Core Rule 6.27 we can see clearly for days that there's nothing extra obstructing the tracks, and we could do 20. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 20 and not 15. Now if we was going around like a curve, a blind curve or something, I wouldn't be going 15. So you never know what lies on them tracks around the curves. So I would not be doing 20. To this car right here, and then we'll shove down to go get those other cars. Our conductor will have to get out again and go get those switches behind him and whatnot. Dispatcher and seeing if I can get permission to throw these hand throws between this block here that we're in. Because in real life, you cannot enter the main without getting permission from the dispatch to hand throw manual switches between this block here. This is a crossovers right here. So these signals are absolute signals. as we have another train come up on us. So we gotta wait for him. And then once he passed by, we can go on the main that he's on. I'm gonna shut off the light too. So what we're gonna do is actually we're gonna come out on the main here, and we're gonna reverse, wait for him to get by, and then come on this track right there and go down and go get our cars. Is the plan. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna come on out. And while we're coming out, I can get ourselves a signal. Where the fuck am I at? I guess I'll just wait. I'll just wait. Still offline. As a big fat ass coal train comes up, and we do have a signal, by the way. We have an approach. Ooh, I think I slowed down a little too quick. No, I didn't. We'll make it. We'll make it. Okay. My good engineering skills right there. Alright, so now we'll hop on and ride the shelf back. Got an approach, so we'll take that. So right now I'll be telling the engineer I got the switch line unlocked for the main, and that I'm on riding, and I give him a car count and tell him he has an approach. Move from there. I don't know why we're not moving. So we're gonna see what the situation is. So give me 1 second. Alright, I'm not even gonna tell y'all what happened. It was some bullshit, but we got it all figured out. We should be good now. Let's see. Yeah, we got it. Look, if y'all know what happened, y'all know what happened. If y'all don't know what happened, then we gonna leave it just like that. Let's just say I made a mistake that would have got me fired. But we got it all figured out. I edited that part out because I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I tell y'all what happened. It was pretty silly. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Not even gonna lie. But anyways, we got the situation taken care of. We good to go right now. So anyways, we back on track. We're just gonna shove past this signal here, and like I said, we're gonna wait for that coal train to get on by us, and then we'll hop over and onto that track, and we'll get those cars that we so dearly need. Bring it back to the yard. So this crossing is good. It's clear. Traffic stop. We're gonna keep her pushing. Like I said, we're just gonna clear this crossing here. We don't want to block the crossing. We'll just hop off right here. So I'm watching the shove. We got room for days. And slack action. Why the hell do you not have a signal? Oh, we're still waiting for that UP train. Goddamn. And he doesn't have a signal. So there's a train in the block right now. So block it. We don't have a signal right now. I'm gonna anticipate and say this video is gonna push around 2 hours. Is my guess. Alright, here goes our approach. Let's start backing this bad boy up. Tell the cut of cars that we need. Good for 55, but I'm not gonna be shoving that goddamn 55. That's ridiculous. I'll shove around maybe 25, and it's gonna lag like this. The whole jitter thing. So don't mind that at all. Do not mind that. I notice on this sim, even when I'm not recording, it does that. When you're going the same way and y'all are damn near almost like the same speed, it twitches like that. That's just how the game is. So there's nothing around that to where I can fix it. Those are lovely people. But we're coming up on a switch, so we're gonna slow it down here. In real life, I wouldn't be using my independent to stop this right now because you know, your conductors on the right, you don't want to throw them off. But I'm not gonna do everything by the book, so I'm gonna use our independent. Get it slowed down here for this switch so we can throw it. not paying attention. I did throw on the brake independent, but that's what we get for not paying attention. Alright, so we got this bad boy on here. We're gonna fly down here. And I mean fly. Oh my gosh. Man, I got that much. Keep the system. Close the damn car. Watch this lovely train clear up this crossing here with all these people patiently waiting. Alright, there they go. Wonderful, beautiful. It's so good. And again, we're going to cheat the system. And, only because I'm a lazy person. Everything but T. That's to charge this train up because it did it for me. So now we're good to go. And let's see what we got with switches. We're lined up. Let me see what track I want first to get. We'll get this. Yeah, we'll get this inside track first. So let me throw this switch. Alright, we're good there. And we'll go on ahead and get on this bad boy and go get those cars. Alright, let's hop on this bad boy on this on this gondola. And let's get this bad boy going. I still have that ace offline still because we don't need it. Those two Jeeps can do just the job like right now. We are pushing with ease. And I'm gonna let y'all know something. Riding this car in real life is terrible. Now look at the space you have between the rail that you ride on. Like you can't fit your hand in here at all. It's a terrible ride. And then these are so close to the car, you can barely have your foot on the foot step thing. It's I'm telling you, it's not a fun ride to ride on these cars at all. And most of the time, this car is always beat the hell up, rusty. It's not a pleasant ride at all. If I see that I have to ride this car, and depending on where I need to make a join or you know what I'm saying, I'll just walk my happy ass. I'm like, no lie to you. I just walk. Okay, fuck that. I'm not riding that car. It is really that bad to where I rather just walk. Alright, that is a good old joint. Hell, he telling me that goddamn, it's part of my train now. Another train coming? definitely a train. Don't know where it's at, but that is a train. Model train over there is passing by us. Yes, it is. He's moving too. Alright, we're all lined up. So we'll get on and go get the rest of these cars and run around our train and go the same way these trains are going, goddamn. I'll be sure to pay attention this time and not slam to the cars. Like I said, I'm using my independent. So independent's not gonna stop us as quickly as our air will. Actually, I'm gonna throw some air. No. I will stretch it, see if that was a good one. Even though in this game every joint is a good joint. Good joint. Go ahead and lace it up. Hello. Still got some slack action going. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. Let's take too long. Just using our imaginations right now. That's all we're doing. As you can hear the air whizzing out. Close that ankle cock. Yes, I know, as silly as that sounds, that is actually what that little handle is called, an angle cock. Don't know who the hell would name something like that, but they did. They did. Alright, let's go ahead and open this up. Boom. Alright. We're good to go. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna let's see how much room I have. So let me see how much are we blocking this crossing. I'm gonna do some hovering real quick. Ooh, quite a bit. I'm gonna try and not block this crossing back there is what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna fly down here. We're gonna fly quicker. God damn it. And where are we at? Oh, I don't need to throw. I thought we was on another damn track. Alright, so we're good here. I don't need to throw this. So we're gonna hop on the end of our train and back our own up as far as we can so we can get off that crossing back there and be generous to the public.
BNSF Detector milepost 963.1 main 1 temperature 84 degrees.
So again, like I said, we still got that ace offline. So all these cars we got here is all getting handled by those two Jeeps. Like I said, they can handle some weight. Never count out the X factors, goddamn. Can't count out the little dogs. This whole entire time I have not used that big old 4,400 horsepower SD70 Ace, but we will use it on this return trip though, since it is going to be our leader. We will be using it. I'm gonna see what our HPT is looking like. Depending on what it looks like, we might just keep that online and take the two Jeeps offline, goddamn, and we'll just use one goddamn locomotive. Cause that one locomotive itself, he could hold his own, goddamn. So just if y'all haven't noticed, locomotives can pull a lot of weight. There's another train that's passing us. Back up. Probably should have said that. It's a Malice train. Playing no games, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, that was a good roll by. And he has a headlight on dim on his dupe. And so now what we would do is walk all the way back to the head end of our train, which we're not going to do that. Use magic. That's how we're going to get up here. Alright. So we are going to come off these cars here. We're going to put some handbrakes on. Sure. Just throw 3 on. We don't even have that many cars. Alright. Let's cut away from these cars. Smells like it seems like we got there. So let's pull it. I didn't even hit that. Did I even? I don't even think I hit that the first time. I'm telling you, I'll be doing some dumb shit. Alright, we'll close this anchor cot. Actually, I can't. So stop. Relinquish. We're gonna bottle the air for right now, which is fine. Actually, no, I'm not. Close that. I'm gonna pop down here and open this one. And now it's not bottled no more. Beautiful. And relinquish. And now what we're gonna do is unisolate you, my brother. Wow, it's not isolated anymore. How the fuck did it? Alright, so it's in run. We're gonna make this our lead unit now. So now we are controlling the 9244. And isolate these. So this is how you can tell that they're isolated. So I put this idle, you'll know the difference. Now I'm going to put it into reverse. And then back to idle. Now watch, I'm going to isolate these. Both of them. And watch. Alright, now I'm going to throw it into reverse again. Nothing. See how they're going to rev up? Throw it forward. Nothing. Because they're not going to do nothing because I isolated it. So, those y'all kind of didn't understand what I meant by being isolated. They're right there. Alright, so we're going to throw this switch so we can get on to the main here. So that's a good line up there. It's a good double check. And we'll get this one as well. These are only 2 crossover switches that we need. Train and ride the show back. Yes, these engines are this loud in real life. Alright, and we get on the engineer side. So now we'll just bring it on up here to us. Just hop on and fly by. Our EOT, our end of train device, our telemetry device, our FRED, our flashing rear end device, whatever the hell you want to call it. We got it to signify this is the end of our train, and to give us a reading from the rear end to let us know what's going on with the rest of our train at the end of our train. Beautiful. So, this is our train, ladies and gentlemen, that we are taking back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is our miniature freight train. And I say that because it's not. We don't have a lot of cars at all. Like I said, I can pull all of this with just that one SD70 Ace and have no problem pulling this motherfucker either. None. We got all hand throw switches. This one, but like I said, we're offline. And I'm not gonna worry about this one either because I don't have any trains running on this track right here, so it's good. I'm hopping beside this Ace. My man's over there, big and bag, being bull. We got no problem with that. None whatsoever. It's all good. Give me 1 second. Do a quick little continuity test real quick. With 20-pound set or 21-pound set, whatever. And so now we're looking at our rear drop down. So that's what our EOT back there is showing us what the brake pipe pressure and what it's doing. And we want the ass end of our train to match what we got going on the head end and with the rest of the train. Our equalizing reservoir is at 69.2, our flow is at 0, our main is at 135, and of course our brake cylinder is at 71 because I have our independent right here is on. You got the reverser in neutral, throttles in idle. Of course, we're not using our dynamic braking right now. And our HPT is 4.6. And I think that's with all of the units online. And we're showing 69 and 69, so that's a good set we can release. And pump this train up, so I'll go into notch 1. Notch 2. So so our flow can drop down quicker. We're showing 81 on the rear and 98 the brake pipe, so legally we're good to go. Besides the flow, it needs to drop under 60. So actually we're not good to go. But you're gonna see this drop down drastically now since I got it in notch 2, pumping up the train a little bit quicker. As you can see, it's going down faster and faster. Still got the reverser in the center position. That's why we're not moving nowhere, even though we got it in notch 2. And we can just notch out now. So we're about to head under 60, and then we're gonna hop out real quick before we go and put these to isolation. Let's see what we got with HPT now. 2.0, which is good for me. We're still macho green, so we're just gonna use this one. We're not even gonna use our Jeeps. So we're good to go. Throw this bad boy in the forward position. Release, independent actuate. And we'll notch on up. Wait for our EOT to rise. There it goes. So that right there is letting us know our whole entire train is stretched out and moving, so we can get to pull in a little bit more on our train here, ever so slightly. Never want to take off so aggressively you can rip your train in half. And we definitely don't need that. No, we do not. And we're only good for 15 right now until we're out of this. You know what? I think we should. We're gonna switch him over. I believe we should. I think he is. Yeah, we gotta switch him over. I think I do gotta get this switch back. Alright, so we just got out that speed restriction. So we'll notch on up. Says we're good for 55. And then 50 and 1.8. And 45 and 2.1. So we'll just notch up to 45. Don't need to go up and try to get up to 50 and all that other stuff. And like I said, we're pulling this bad boy with just this locomotive. Our other two units behind us are isolated. I'm pretty sure we'll make it track speed with just this locomotive. Might need our goddamn other units online. Might have to grab them bad boys. Well, actually one of them. We might just grab one of them. Let's just wait to see where we top out at. Alright, we got a divergent clear up there. So we're gonna be switching over to main 2 to main 1. And we have a train up there ahead of us, so we'll turn off our headlights. attention. We are speeding. Alright, what it sounds like, that train right there next to us is on the pole again, starting to move. Yeah, they're moving. Which means we cleared up back there for them. And we're only good for 40 with this signal. The aspect is a flashing yellow. Even though it says we're good for 45, this signal is telling us we can go 40. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go 40. They got a situation going on, ain't they? My goodness. They got a tractor in the river. It's no bueno. From here, I would say the yard is an approach. I think we got approach, so we gotta slow her down to 30. Okay, yeah, that's an approach. I wish they could brighten up the signals in this game. That would be good. Oh yeah, we got another train right there, so that's why. So even though I know there's no more trains coming, I can't just go up to 40 or 55 or 45 up there. Because that signal is yellow, so we have to act on it. So we have to wait and see what this next signal is down there, which it looks like it's a damn double red is what it looked like, which it better not be red. Goddamn, take a look real quick, see if I line myself up. Nope, I forgot to throw that switch, that's why. Alright, we're good now, that's why. So it was gonna stay red. So it's good to check your work. After this crossing, we're gonna throw that Jeep online. Just one of them, though. From here to the yard, we probably got about maybe say 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Alright, so our HPT bumped up to 3.3. Our train length is 39.79, so damn almost 4,000 feet on length. 2285, 2285 on the tons. Total axles we have 274. Loads we only have 1. And we have 64 empties. And we're good for the 5555 on this train. No train symbol. No train symbol. So this is where we started, right here to the right. Coming up here on this this little industry or whatever the hell this is, this little pocket track. This is where we came out of. And we still got this switch that we didn't throw back. This is where all the fun started. Yes, yes, yes. So we're supposed to be at 45 and right now actually where these yellow marker boards is coming up is where we need to be at 45. So we're there. We're good. Doesn't hurt to be 1 mile an hour over the posted speed limit. Won't hurt us. Another crossing coming up here around the bend. This is where this siding ends, right around this bend too. We got it clear. passing and stop and proceed signal. I want to see that. I want to see what exactly they were doing right there, because I try to see if AI would pass a stop signal at an intermediate signal to see if they'll go through it at restricted speed, and they didn't do it. And I think I'm not for sure, but I think I've seen them do it before. And I just want to make sure I'm not tripping on that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see it again, because if they do that, I'll be impressed with the sim. If they animated that, if they let AI go through a red signal with a number plate on it. Because in real life you could do that. You could pass a red signal, but it can't be an absolute. If it's absolute, you absolutely have to stop at the red. You can't pass it unless you get permission from dispatch and they give you the green light to go ahead to pass that signal. Now, like I said, if it's an intermediate signal, then you don't have to get permission. You'll just have to travel at restricted speed on it. But from what I just saw up there with the all them text up there in the left-hand corner, it looks like AI did that, which is pretty cool. If they did it. I don't even know where that train is anyway, so I wouldn't be able to. Actually, I would, because it says their names, so I could just go on here and try to find them, see where they're at. Alright, we're good for the 5555. And we'll get a little roll by here since we're in the middle of nowhere. Add us at notch 8. Hello, my goodness. Beating up my keyboard. Get us on the side where it's not dark. There we go. There y'all go. Nice little roll by for y'all.
Tracking time, Turbulency 159, rate 2, switch, or note the signal, Turbulency 177, on the main track, switch yes when you're ready, over.
Actually, you know what? I'll get us going through a crossing, which I think we're about to come up on right now too. So let me see. Yeah, here we go. Oh, we got 2 of them too. Well, not this one. Not this one. I want to be in the cab on this one. So we'll wait for the next one after. This next crossing will just get us going through it, blowing the horn, blah blah blah. We're gonna watch the whole train. Hello. Talk about perfect timing. I'm just natural. That's all it is. I'm just natural. even gonna touch the throttles. You'll see that we're gonna go downhill once you see our accelerometer is at 0. It's gonna start saying +1, +2. Watch. Once we hit that last crossing, we'll go down as we have our alerter going off. We're gonna throw on our bell anyways. So that alerter right there, I'm glad that actually happened. If I didn't take any type of action with touching any other controls, the train will go into suppression and throw itself into emergency, whatever, and stop itself because I gave it no response to let it know that, hey, I'm awake still. That's what that is for, to make sure that I'm awake still. See, look, the accelerometer is moving. So we're going downhill. Look, +2. And we got a train up there. So we're gonna be diverging over to other track. So we'll dim our lights. And we need to be at 50 in less than a mile now.
Detector, milepost 984.5.
274.
Critical alarm.
Oh my.
Critical alarm. Dragging equipment near axle 2, 3.
Wow. Oh wow. That's crazy. So, we just got hit by the defect detector, which, by the way, that's a good action. So, what's happening right now is I'm stopping my train, and again, this happens in real. This is crazy, man. I never thought that this would happen. So let me give y'all. So let me tell y'all what's going on right now. So we got hit by the defect detector, and what a defect detector is it's a box, and there's sensors when you pass by it, and it scans your whole entire train. It reads every single car number, VIN tag, to make sure your train's in order, blah blah blah, to make sure you know you're all good, and your hazmat placement is where it needs to be, and blah blah blah, and it does all that, but it doesn't tell you about that, but it reads all that, and then it will let you know, just like right now, if we have dragging equipment, or if we have sticky brakes. So say for instance, we left a handbrake on a car or two, the wheels will start getting hot because we're dragging on them, because the brakes are still on the wheels. So eventually, just like a car, it's gonna start getting hot and hot and hot. And what happened to that wheel is it'll start it'll start getting hot, and it'll start melting the wheel, and the wheel will eventually cave in and crack, and there goes the wheel, and then there goes your train, because it's gonna derail, and then you have a disaster on your hands. Is what will happen at the end. So here we don't have handbrakes applied. We just have dragging equipment. So dragging equipment is something dragging obstructing the movement of our train, and the defect detector caught it. So I never thought this would happen while we are in single player. I just want to let y'all know that this has never ever happened since I've been in single player, since I've been having this game. I've never had this happen. This has only happened when you're online. I didn't even know this would happen if you're offline. So we're gonna check to see which car they are saying that we have dragging equipment. And of course, yeah, of course it's damn near, just like in real life, there's always a car that is the farthest away. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The 12th car from the ass end of this train. And so in real life, as a conductor, I would have to walk from the head in the train all the way to where the problem is. And this is our car. And as you can see, we'll just hit here. And we got it fixed now. So now the dragging equipment is fixed. And this would be the actual car in real life, because as you can see, this car here, I'm gonna load it up. This car carries wood, so all this is wood, but it's covered in this plastic. So this would be actual. This is actually a good car that would cause this defect in real life too, because all this plastic right here would be hanging, and as it does in real life, I've had that happen actually. It's hanging from the ground, and these wire cables are loosed, and sometimes they hang too. So I'm glad that happened, so y'all can see that. That was actually impressive. I did not know that you can get a defect while you're in single player mode. I thought it was only when you're online that does it. So anyways, we're gonna hop back in the cab. We got the situation figured out. So right there, we would tell the dispatch, hey dispatch, we just stopped, we got hit by the defect there at milepost blah blah blah. And then he'll tell us, hey, so we'll release our brakes too. So he'll tell us, you know, okay, let me know what you find and which car it is and blah blah blah. So the conductor will get back in here after he's taking his lovely walk, and get back on here and call dispatch and let them know, hey, his car UTLX 678535, the 37 car from the rear end, blah blah blah. And then you'll let them know that you have taken care of the situation, and that y'all are about to be back on the move, or y'all are on the move again. And as simple as that. That's all it is to it. So our flow, I'm gonna put this in notch 1. We're back at 82 on the rear, 90 on the brake pipe, 132 on the main. Our flow is now under 60, so we can get this bad boy going. 2 horns let people know where they're going and moving. And we'll get back on our trip here. Can't believe we got hit by the goddamn detector. And we're offline. Looks like we got some, I don't know if that's supposed to be rail fanners, foamers, or farmers, but we're gonna give them some friendly toot toots. Because why not? Sound like that? The sander? We're gonna try that again. I never knew there was cows right here. My goodness. Jesus fuck. We got this young man right here waiting for us. Sorry we had to hold you up. We got hit by the defect detector. Mr. BNSF 7723. Alright, so we'll throw that for him so he can get on his merry way. So whenever we clear up, that's when he'll get on his way southbound. But that's all I wanted. I wanted to stream one of these times where I got hit by the defect detector so y'all can see what we would have to do and why we have to do it and how it works and all that other good stuff. So I'm glad that happened. Because I actually was streaming one day, but I stopped streaming because the lag was at its finest. It was just doing what it wanted to do, and not gonna cap, it was pissing me the hell off, so I stopped recording. But that day that I was recording, right after I stopped recording, I got hit by 3 defect detectors back to back to back, as I am not paying attention to our speed, as I am just chitter chatting. Yeah, we got hit by the defect detector 3 goddamn times, and this was online too, and it was quite a few people. I think it was about 12, 13 people on. It was pretty busy on the Depot Plus server, and this was SoCal too. I was taking a intermodal train out of Hobart Yard, there at the outskirts of Los Angeles there, and taking it east to San Bernardino. No. I took it all the way to Barstow, actually. Barstow, California. In the desert. It was about I want to say about a 5-hour trip it took me. And it took me damn near almost 5 hours. Or did take me 5 hours because I got hit I had to stop 3 times because I got the detector wanted to mess with me. I did not do that, by the way. This rail driver is pretty sensitive. I didn't even touch it. It does whatever it wants to do sometimes. Anyways, goddamn, it's set random. The defect detector is random. There is nobody, messing with it and all that other stuff. It does everything automatically. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. It just does it whenever. So that's the cool thing about it. But like I said, I've never got hit by the defect detector being offline. No, free plan and shit like I'm doing right now. Thought it only happened offline, but apparently not. And we have a flashing yellow, which on the UP that is a advanced approach. I forgot what the hell it's called for BN. We're on BN's tracks. So we need to be at 40, and we're at 45. So we'll probably be getting fired right now. But it's okay, like I said, we're offline, so ain't nobody's here to judge us on our performance here of running the train. And we're probably about maybe goddamn 10 minutes out from the yard. We're sitting around 2 hours and 12 minutes. So I did some editing, and without the edit, we would probably be sitting at almost 4 hours right now. So I chopped out about 2 hours of runtime to make this video much shorter than what it actually is. I probably wouldn't say it would have been 4 hours, maybe about three and a half. So we had a flashing yellow, so the next signal we might get is probably a yellow, which on every single railroad that means an approach, which means you need to be at 30 miles an hour. The next signal that you come upon might be a red, or might be a restricting, or you might be diverging. In which this case, I know we're not stopping. We're gonna be diverging, so we can head into the yard. The yard is on the left side, so we're gonna be diverging over to the left side. So we'll notch out here so we can be at 30. Not even gonna use no brakes. We're just gonna let her slow down by herself. Let gravity take over. Oh yeah, look at that. We have a yellow over a lunar. I definitely don't know what that signal is called for being. Let me see. Actually, I'm gonna look to see what signal that is. So the aspect is a yellow over lunar. And for those of y'all who don't know, that is not white. That is a lunar.
Hey, Brian, you out there?
We do not call that a white signal on the railroad. We do not. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Approach restricting is what that signal was.
You can stay off right there. Yeah, it's probably close enough to just go on down to it.
That was a pointless crossing. Let's see what the indication is. Proceed prepared to pass the next signal at restricted speed. Okay, so I know why we got that signal. We got that signal, like I said, because we're gonna head into the yard just here in a little bit. And of course, yard limits. So yard limits is restricted speed, so that's why we got a approach restricting. And we're gonna be diverging, so that's why we had that restricting on the bottom and the yellow on top. So it is all making sense of why we got that signal. And to be honest with y'all, that is my first time getting that signal in the sun. So today has just been a beautiful day for us. I did not map that out at all. I didn't map out that damn defect detector, and I did not map out that signal that I have never got before on the sim. So this is all beautiful. This is fantastic. see our next signal right now. So we need to be at 15 mile an hour. Well, we need to be at restricted speed. Let's say that, not 15 mile an hour. So actually, well, let me keep it 1,000 with y'all. I already lined myself all the way into the track that we need to be in. So in reality, I wouldn't go 15 either. I would go maybe 5 mile an hour, because in the yard there's a whole bunch of switches, god damn it, switches that you won't know if they're lined against you or not, or if there's switches that you need to throw for your movement. You never know what they look like. So in reality, I wouldn't be going 15, but I'm gonna go 15 because I know I'm lined up, because I already did it. So I'm not even gonna get damn front to y'all. And I only did that so we can make this go by a little bit quicker, and we don't have to stop and get switches and all other stuff. I already did it. I already took care of the dirty work. So we'll just run through the yard and go down the clear track that I cleared out for us. This yard is actually pretty clogged up right now too, as sometimes it would be in real life, and that's not what you want to see, because that means you're going to be working a guaranteed 12 if that yard is clogged up. Well, at least it did for me. I knew as soon as I seen that goddamn yard filled up, that means there's going to be some dirty work to be done and to be handled. So as y'all can see with this aspect, we have a red over flashing red. That is a restricting. And the flashing red at the bottom is telling us we're going to be diverging from the track we're on now to the track on the left, which is from main to main, main 1 to main. I'm capped from main 2 to main 1. Excuse me. And again, for those of y'all out there who don't know, this is a real city in California. All the routes on this game are based off of real cities and stuff. So just throwing that out there, just in case some people don't know and actually cares about that type of information. My goodness. Excuse me. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I am kind of sick. And I ain't got no fucking COVID either. I don't. I just got the goddamn stuffy uffy. You dig what I'm saying? We got the stuffy nose, and I can't smell shit. Which I hate that the most, when you cannot smell, especially when you eating. Oh, that shit be the worst. God damn, I hate it. So like I said, we're all lined in. I'm gonna hit my counter so I know that I am off that main. Finally made it here to the yard. Like I said, we'll just make a rear end sit out. Ain't gonna do nothing too crazy in here. I'll do a yard job in one of the next upcoming videos to show how that goes down in the yard and switching and whatnot. Ooh. So we pass some foreign power in the yard. So I got the bell on right now still because this track to the left, you never know if there's a conductor that's in between the equipment or is gonna come on this side of the tracks here. So just letting people know that we're running through the yard right now, and once we pass this gondola, which we are, we'll throw off the bell now, because now anybody who's out here can clearly see us now. Yeah, like I said, this yard is kind of jam-packed a little bit. Got the intermodal stuff over there. We got this key train. All these tank cars. That's called a key train. That is the kaboom train, the bomb train, the one that will explode and blow up a whole damn town and city. That is it right there. It holds commodities that are explosive and some nasty stuff. Just say some nasty stuff. Alright, so this switch up here in front of us is not lined for our movement, so we're gonna stop here. And we're all clear of that main. What the fuck is that noise? Never heard that noise before. Alright, let's do this. Give me 1 second. Looking at this chart real quick. Did this AI train just run through a switch? Oh wow. Let's go ahead and fix that real quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. Alright, let's see if we fix that situation. I'm not even gonna edit that part out either. That was definitely my fault. Alright, he's back on the move again. Out. We're all in there, so we can stop our train there. Let's see where we're gonna wake up. We'll just chop it off right. You know what? Right here. This is what we're gonna say. It's gonna be the end of our train now. Everything else is staying. And now we'll hang our EOT right here to signify this will be our last car now. So we'll pull up one car length. Alright. And attach. Hello. There's that slag action for you. And there you go. Now we're good. Alright, let's get out of here. goodness, my throttle is just all over the place right now. We definitely don't need. See here, folks, nothing to see here. We didn't run through a switch, we got it just in time. Well, I guess I lied when I said I had us lined up all the way through the yard. Apparently I didn't. I know this switch is good for us. It's a red target, which means it's for our movement. But never rely on the red and green or yellow targets, because sometimes they get bent out of shape. So you always have to identify which way the switch is by looking at the actual rails themselves, and I have learned that the hard way in real life, not in the sim. I learned that the hard way in real life. Never ever think, oh, because it's green there I'm lined up. No. You have people who fuck with, stuff with, the trains and stuff, and sometimes they get damaged and whatnot because of some trees knocking over from a storm, blowing tree limbs and shit around. I don't know, weird shit be happening all the time, bro, to where something is going on, and so yeah.
Under 340, that's 340 to Wilson. Control point C177 outside of Switch. Control point C178 outside of Fresno. Mark 200 out or dispatch JRW.
Dispatch JRW. Man's on the move. Signal up there. Pretty sure y'all know why we got the red signal, because this train on the right of us, so we have to wait for them to clear on up. Let me see something real quick, goddamn. Put myself up after these folks goddamn out of our way. Why I'm using my independent, but whatever, it don't matter. Oh, there we go. Got that version clear. Never mind. Look at all this traffic waiting for us. This track right here is for the San Joaquin Railroad. I don't know if I said that right. San Joaquin Class 2 Genesee and Wyoming Railroad. Here in Fresno, California. Set our counter so we'll know when we're out that 15 mile an hour speed restriction. And then I'm pretty sure once we're out of it, which we have 1,800 feet left, this will bump up to 30. And that'll be our final speed here. We probably got 10 minutes to go until the end of our route. And we do have some mining equipment that we're gonna pass up, some MOW folks. So what we're gonna pass up here is what we call a Form A or Form B. Let's get to this crossing real quick, and I'll explain to y'all what a Form B is. So a Form B is, I didn't even touch the damn thing. Why do you do that? My rail driver is pretty fucking shitty sometimes. I ain't gonna cap to y'all. Anyway, the Form B is, long story short, is you're going through limits of a track gang. And these are folks that fix the train tracks. They do. Alright, so we're good for 30 and 35 and 30 and 0.8, so we'll go 30. So anyways, these are people who fix the train tracks, and you name it, all types of fixings. I'm not an expert of, what all their terminology is and all that other stuff with what their parts that they're using and stuff is, but they fix the tracks, okay? And so there is a foreman who's in charge of the operations that the conductor has to talk to before you get through his limits. So let's say from milepost 15 to milepost 25 is your Form B. Those are the limits of the Form B. And dispatcher doesn't have any rights to that Form B. Only the foreman has And you could have between 2 people working in the limits to 30 people working in the limits. It just all depends on what they got going on. So anyways, before you get there, and I say between 3 miles ahead of where you're at, you should call out. Well, not you should. You need to be calling out the foreman to let him know, hey, you're coming up on his limits. What is his instructions that he wants you to do? And he will give you he'll give you options of what he wants you to do. And he'll tell you may proceed through his limits at maximum authorized speed, or he'll give you a speed he wants you to go. It all depends on what he wants to give you. And he'll tell you, ring your bell and your whistles through his limits. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pretend that that's what he told us to do. We can proceed at maximum authorized speed through his Form B limits from milepost 15 to milepost 25. And as you can see, our speed here is 30, so maximum authorized speed for us is 30, so we'll push 30 through his limits. And we'll keep the bell going and some bells to let him know we're coming. So it's right around this corner. We got it clear. And this would look like coming through a Form B. Sometimes there's no cars with their Form B. Sometimes, like I said, it depends on. So this Form B that I got set up here, they're putting new ballasts here. So they're putting new ties down and new ballast here. As you can see right here, these are ties, railroad ties, and then the ballast cars. So y'all getting a little bit of everything today with this local. Alright, so that was it. We just went through the Form B limits. Do some air in there. And that's the end of our run there. It's the end of our shift, goddammit. We're gonna put it right here and get recruit. Quote unquote, get recruit. So we'll throw this independent on. And we'll call it a day, ladies and gentlemen. So that right there was a local job there for you. hopefully I explained some of the stuff clearly for y'all. But we got tons of more videos we're gonna put out doing local jobs, and eventually we're gonna do local jobs with other people online too, so y'all can see what really goes on with the engineer conductor thing. And one day I'll be an engineer, and then I'll be a conductor, and you can hear the terminology and what really goes on, and blah blah blah, and all that good stuff. So yeah, I was pretty bored tonight, so I was like, I'm gonna do a local job by myself. That really wasn't too much. I mean, yeah, that was a local job, but you know, that I mean, really all we did was just pick up cars and put them together and bring them to the yard, and made a set out and left. So I mean, it was nothing too much to it, but hopefully y'all enjoyed that video, and if y'all did, go ahead and give your boy a like and a subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your mama, your daddy, your uncle, your sister, your brother, your goddamn kinfolk, your goddamn me granny, your goddamn granny's granny. Y'all tell everybody, goddamn, let them know what the hell going on with the Tip Jar channel. You know how it's going down. Y'all tap in for the next video. And I appreciate the love and support. I think we're sitting at 27 subs, which, you know, for a starter, you gotta start somewhere. I ain't tripping on it at all. It's better than nothing. And hopefully we get more people to see our content of the rail and the whole flying gig. And till next time, I will catch y'all on the flip side.